Good morning, students. Let us begin the discussion further. Okay. So, in the last period, we have seen that the classification of acids on the basis of few points. Let's carry on the discussion ahead. See, as far as the physical properties are concerned, the acids are classified as, you know, on the basis of first of all taste. So, the acids are sour in taste. Okay, they are sour in taste. We have already discussed these few points earlier also. Okay, they are sour in taste. Acids are mainly sour in taste, but one thing we should keep in mind that the acid should not be, all the acids cannot be tested by the tongue. Okay, some of the mineral acids, they are very dangerous, so you can't check them by tongue, but normally the organic acids which we are using in the day-to-day life, they can be tested. So same is the test of all acids. So sour test is a specific test identification for the acids. Okay, and the second thing, they are corrosive. So you know that the tooth decay is a very common problem that many of us is suffering from. So the corrosiveness of the acids can be observed in the tooth decay. See, when we eat food, in the mouth the acid is formed. There are some bacteria in the mouth which converts this food particle which are stuck in the cavities of the teeth. These bacteria converts those food pieces into the acids, and that's why in the morning, if you see, early in the morning as you wake up, the mouth is tasting sour. This sourness is due to the formation of acid in the mouth. So because of this acid formation in the mouth, the teeth, though the teeth are the hardest substance, enamel of the teeth is the hardest substance in the body, okay, but still, due to the acid formation, the tooth decay causes, because this enamel mainly consists of calcium. Okay, calcium, okay, it's a metal, and the acid in presence of metal, they react and then they decay. Okay, so this is the reason of tooth decay. So cavities are formed because of this reason. So this is the corrosive nature of the acids. Second, in case of base, if you see, bases are bitter in taste. Okay, even bases are also corrosive. Strong bases, if you see, strong bases like NaOH, KOH, okay, they are, these two are the strong acids. Strong acids means, sorry, strong bases. KOH and NaOH are strong bases. Strong bases means the base which is completely soluble in water. The base which is completely soluble in water, they are called strong bases. Yato, they are also referred as alkalis. They are also called as alkalis, yato strong bases. So they are also corrosive in nature. If they fall on your skin, they can damage your skin. Okay, same as the acid, these two strong bases, they are also corrosive, highly corrosive in nature. At the same time, they are soapy and slippery. If you touch them, if you make a dilute solution of NaOH, if you dilute means if you mix some water in the NaOH solution and make it dilute, so the, and if you touch that dilute solution of NaOH, it will be slippery. Slippery matlab it will be very soft, because it dissolves the upper layer of the skin, and that's why it feels slippery as well as soapy. You know, when you apply the soap on your hands, how do you feel? The same taste, I mean same feel you will get when you touch the bases. Okay, so this is the bitter taste, corrosive, as well as they are soapy and slippery in touch. Okay, then let us go to the salts. Salts is generally used or generally made up of ionic, the salts are mainly ionic compounds. Why it is called ionic? Because see, in the salts, one part comes from the metal, half part comes from the metal, and half come from the non-metal. Okay, so metal ka, suppose I'll give you example. Suppose NaOH is the salt, sorry, NaOH was the base and HCl is the acid. So metal part Na, and here non-metal, say here chlorine is from non-metal. So when NaCl mix together, the acid is formed. So NaCl is nothing but an acid. So this NaCl, half of the part is from metal, half of the part is non-metal, and such compounds are called as ionic compounds. When metal and non-metal forms the compound, that is called ionic compound. So salt is used for ionic compounds, like used positively charged cations, Okay, in this Na plus is the positively charged cation, Cl minus is the negatively charged anion. And the reason is that here the metal and salt and acids and bases when react with each other, the product formed is neutral. Okay, salt and water is the product and both are the neutral product. If you measure the pH of this both of the product will be 7, and 7 is nothing but neutral pH, neither acidic nor basic. Here what happens, acid neutralizes base and base neutralizes acid. Okay, and hence this reaction is called as neutralization reaction, and that's why the neutral product is formed, that is salt. Okay, here few examples are given, you can check it out. Okay, later on. Now see, there are another test, as I told you, every acid can't be tested by the tongue, because some of them are very dangerous, they can be corrosive. So there are another methods to test the acids, and these methods are by using indicators. There are different types of indicators. Here is one, like litmus paper. If you see litmus paper is actually you might have studied in the earlier classes, symbiotic relationship जो वाला plant होता है lichen, तो lichen का जो extract होता है उससे अपन बनाते हैं litmus, and that litmus is used as a indicator. So there are two types of indicator, red and blue litmus. Okay, red and blue litmus and red litmus. Blue litmus we used for acids. Okay, blue litmus turns red in acid solution. Okay, and red litmus remains red. Blue becomes red in which solution? Acidic solution. On the other hand, red turns blue in basic solution. Okay, in base, if you dip the red litmus paper, it will turn blue, and blue will remain blue. So this is the primary, a very commonly used indicator. Now what are indicators here? Now indicators are such substances which are used to identify the nature of the chemical or chemical compounds. Okay, whether it is acidic, basic or neutral, that can be identified by the indicator solution. It is available in different forms. Okay, litmus is available in the solution also. Litmus is also available in the form of paper strip, red litmus paper strip and blue litmus paper strips. Okay, so by using these two, we can also easily check the whether the compound is acidic or basic. On the other hand, there is you can see here, it's shown with the help of diagram that acidic solution is there and the blue litmus paper turns red. Okay, you can understand that how to test it. Now next point is about the bases. The basic solution, inside the basic solution, litmus paper turns blue. Okay, in the basic solution, litmus paper turns blue. You can see here there is a base. Okay, there is a base, and in that base we have dipped red litmus paper. You can see here, and it has turned into blue color. So red turns blue in the basic solution. Now see, there are few more things which can be used for differentiation, like pH. Now pH is nothing but, pH क्या होता है? You might have seen somewhere, or you might have come across the pH. The pH is nothing but the potential of hydrogen ions. Now we define acids on the basis of presence of hydrogen ion. If the number of hydrogen ions are higher, then the acid is stronger. Okay, or it is concentrated acid. So pH is used for the there is a pH scale. Okay, we'll study further. pH scale is used to identify the nature, whether it is strong or weak, or whether it is strong or weak acids or strong or weak base. So pH is potential of hydrogen ion or power of hydrogen ions. So by using pH we can identify the strength of the acid. So pH, if it is less than 7, it means if pH ranges from 1 to 6, it is acidic pH. Acidic means if it is less than 7, then these compounds are acidic. If the pH is less than 7, that is acidic. In that also, let us see in the details. Like suppose this is a pH scale. This is a pH scale. Okay, from 1 to 14. pH scale ranges from 1 to 14. Here is the 7. So in the beginning here, if you see here 1 to 3, it is strong acids, or strong or mineral acids जो होते हैं उनका pH यहाँ पर होता है 1 to 3. Then weak acids जो होते हैं, weak acids, those who are less dissociation or partially dissociating acids in the water, so their pH ranges from 4, 5, 6, they are the weak acids. So 1 to 3 are the strong acids, 4 to 6 are the weak acids. So acidic pH is nothing but 1 to 6. If pH is measured from 1 to 6, then that is acidic pH. 7 is exactly neutral. 7 pH, if you take the distilled water and if you measure the pH of distilled water, it will be 7, exactly 7, because it is neutral. Distilled water is completely neutral. It is neither acidic nor basic. So it is having equal number of H plus ions and same number of OH minus ions. So all the H plus ions are neutralized by OH minus ion, and hence the pH measures 7. So this is about the pH of the acidic solution. Now basic solution pH vary from or ranges from 8 to 14. Okay, like for example, this is the pH scale, and here is the 7 and here is the 14. So in the beginning there is a weak base. Here 7 to around 9, 10, there is a weak base, and when the pH goes ahead like 13, 14, it is strong base. Like NaOH and KOH pH, if you measure, that will be strong bases pH, like 13 and 14 it will be observed. So weak bases just after 7, 8, 9, 10, that will be weak base, and 11, 12, ya to 12, 13, 14, they are the strong bases. Okay, so this is how the pH, when pH more than 7 is the basic solutions, pH less than 7 is the acidic pH. Okay, so this is about the next differentiating point. Okay, you can see the color here. Now there is a pH scale on which the different color is painted. Now you can see here, this is a pH scale. Now 0 to 6, you can see here, dark red color, when it is highly acidic, strong acids. You can see as the strength decreases, here this side increasing acidity, it means that this side if you go, reverse side if you go, acidity will decrease. That means basic characteristics will increase. So 0 is the highly acidic, 1 is little bit less acidic, 2 is little bit less acidic, 3 is weak acid, 4 is more weaker, and 5 is weakest acid, and then 6 also is also very 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 weak acids. And then when you go to the 7, that is neutral. Here is the 7 which is neutral, and 8, 9, 10 weak base, 12, 13, 14 strong base. You can see the when you dip this pH scale in any solution, when you observe any of these colors, when you dip this paper strip, pH scale is nothing but a small paper strip which is dipped in any solution which you want to test. Okay, so when you dip, and if you find any of the color, for example you find this 9, this is bluish color, okay, greenish color, so that will be having pH 9. Or if it is yellow, suppose, so yellow pH, that means the 4, that is weak acids. Okay, so in this way, by using these color combinations, the pH of the solutions can be identified. Okay, so next is salt solution in water called electrolytes. Salts when dissolved in water, salt solution means aqueous solution of salts, are mainly used as electrolytes. Now what is electrolytes? Electrolyte you might have studied in the 8th standard also, in 9th standard it was not there. But electrolytes, now we know the conductors, right? Everybody know what are conductors. Conductors means through which the current can be easily passed, a substance or solid substance through which electricity can be easily passed. But electrolytes are the solutions, means liquid, through which current can be passed. Okay, for the desirable work. Okay, so electrolytes are the solutions which can conduct the electricity. So salt solutions, aqueous solution of salts, can be used as an electrolytes. Okay, electroplating के लिए we use electrolytes. For prevention of rusting, we use one of the methods is called electroplating, and for this electroplating, electrolytes are used, desirable electrolytes are used. Okay, so electrolytes are nothing but the solution which passes current through it. Like salts with OH minus are basic salts, and okay, salts which are having OH in it, that will be basic salts. There will be a few examples: CaOHCl, calcium hypochlorite also we can say. So these are the sodium thiosulfate वगैरह है ना. There are different salts which can be identified on the basis of whether it is having H plus more or OH minus more. Okay, so according to that there is a classification of salts. It is acidic or basic salts. Okay, and there is one more category, neutral salt. Okay, we'll see that later on, because salts is not the topic for discussion now. Okay, now see, when acid is dissolved in water, it produces the hydrogen ion. It is repeated. Now according to Bronsted, we have seen that it produces H3O plus ions. Laurian-Bronsted theory, if you see the definition of Bronsted, acids definition given by Bronsted, he said that any substance when that substance gives H3O plus in aqueous solution, then it is acid. Okay, so here the acid, when dissolved in water, it produce hydrogen ions, producing H3O plus ions, which dissolved in the water. And then about the bases, substance release OH minus ions in the aqueous solution, basis contains OH minus ions. So this is the identification of the acids and bases. Let's go to the salts here. Now see, taste of the salt differ. Now you can see here that there was specific taste to the acids and bases, sour for the acid, bitter for the bases. But here salts vary from the taste vary in the salts. Okay, some of the salts are very salty, some of the salts are sweet, some of them are toxic, some of them are sour, some of them are bitter, some of them are umami. Umami means savory taste. Okay, that is, it's a different type of taste. Okay, which is having medicinal Ayurveda medicines, they sometimes taste like that. Okay, so this is umami or savory taste. Okay, so this is about the differentiation between the acids, bases and salts. Let's move to the next point. See, acids when dissociated in the water, when acid dissociates in the water, they gives rise the ions. For example, I'll just give you example. HCl, when dissolved in water, it gives an ions. What it gives? Dissolved in water to form these HCl molecule will convert into ions, H plus and Cl minus ion. This is cation, this is anion. And acid. So according to that, suppose any acid you take, and how many H plus ions it has produced, whether the H plus ions are produced less or whether they are produced more, on the basis of that they are classified as a strong acids and weak acids. Now what are the strong acids here? The strong acids example are given here: H2SO4, HNO3, HCl. Okay, they are all strong acids. Now why are they called strong acids? The reason is that on dissociation they give high concentration or high quantity of H plus ions. Okay, on dissociation, when you dissociate H2SO4, for example, H2SO4 you dissociate in the water, and then it will form H plus plus SO4 2 minus. Here H plus, number of H plus ions will be very, very high, and because of that, as number of H plus ions are very, very high, the acid will be stronger. Because why? What makes this acid? That is H plus ions. So H plus ions concentration is very high because of the complete dissociation of acid. As it completely dissociates, that's why it is called strong acid, and as it completely dissociates, the quantity of H plus ions also more, and hence it is called as strong acid. So HCl, all the mineral acid, like I'll give you some example: HCl, H2SO4 and HNO3. These are the three mineral acids which are the strong acids. Okay, there is one more mineral acid, that is H2CO3, but this is not the strong acid. This is the only acid which is mineral acid but not a strong. It is weak, but this is not the strong acid. So 1, 2 and 3, that is HCl, H2SO4, HNO3, that is hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid and nitric acid. These are all main strong acids, okay, which are generally used in the laboratories. Okay, now let's move to the weak acids. Now what are weak acids? As I told you, if any acid is dissociated completely, then it is strong. But if there are some acids, like just now I gave you example, that is H2CO3, carbonic acid. Okay, if it dissociates, this type of arrow is seen. This type of arrow, it means that H plus CO3 2 minus, these H plus ions, CO3 2 minus ions, and still H2CO3 molecules are existing in the solution. It means that there is a partial dissociation. partial dissociation you can say, or partial it dissolves partially, and as it dissolves partially, H plus ions are not sufficient, and as H plus ions are not sufficient, it will be considered as weak acids. So all organic acids are weak acids. All organic acids are weak acid as they dissociate incompletely. All the mineral acid except H2CO3 are strong acids because they dissociates completely. I hope this concept is clear. It's very simple to understand. Okay, so let's go to the next point, that is, you can see here by diagram it is we have tried to explain here. Now see, when acid added to water, see, when acid added to water, the number of H plus ions, okay, is greater. Number of H plus ions are more. Similarly, base also, when it is added to water, number of OH minus ions are also greater. So if it happens, that means number of H plus ions are more, it means that it is strong acid. Number of OH minus ions are there, it means strong base. Okay, let's move to the next point. That is, see, strong and weak may, if you want to differentiate, it's very simple. Now here is one diagram shown to you. Okay, see this diagram. Now after dissolution, this one, it is completely dissociated, there is not a combine. Now this is one molecule of HCl, suppose this is one molecule of HCl. So after dissolving in the water, it has got separated like this. This HCl, H and Cl has got separated. This is hydrogen molecule, this is chlorine molecule. So after dissolving, it has got separated. So because of that, you can see here each molecule is separate, each ion has got separated. But this is the weak acid. You can see in case of weak acid, this also takes produced and this also produced, means ions are formed but they are not much, they are very less, they are very less. Dissociation is not complete in case of weak acids, but in case of strong acid, dissociation is complete, and because of that it is considered as a strong acids. So let's move to the next point, that is bases. Hydroxides of group 1 and group 2. In 9th standard, I have told you about the groups of periodic table. There are 18 groups in the periodic table. So first and second group metals are strong, forms the strong bases, and remaining all forms the weak bases. Strong bases. Now you understood what is strong basis and what is weak basis. The same type of criteria will be applicable here in the case of base also. If any base dissociates completely, then also it will be considered as a strong base. If any base which dissociates incompletely, dissolves incompletely, partial dissolution when takes place, then it is weak base, because OH minus ions agar kam hai, so that will be weak, because OH minus ions, number of OH minus ions in the given solution decides the strength of that base. If they are higher, then strong base. If they are lower, then it is weak base. So bases also react with the fats and oils and converts them into smaller and soluble molecules. Okay, so bases also react with fats. We'll study in 3rd or 4th chapter saponification, soap making process. Okay, तो उसमें क्या करते हैं हम, बेसिस को वेजिटेबल ऑयल के साथ ट्रीट करके वी कैन मेक द सोप्स. ओके, सो दिस इज़ द मेथड ऑफ मेकिंग सोप्स. तो उसमें बेसिस एंड फैट्स की रिएक्शन करके हम उनको कन्वर्ट कर सकते हैं, ब्रेक डाउन कर सकते हैं. ओके, so let us move to the next point. Most household cleaning products contains basic substances, many cleaning substances at home. Okay, they are having lye, that is the industrial name of the NaOH, sodium hydroxide का industrial name है lye. Okay, in the drain cleaner and ammonia in liquid household cleaners. Okay, ड्रेन क्लीनर्स में भी अमोनिया यूज़ होता है, लिक्विड हाउस होल्ड क्लीनर्स में भी अमोनिया यूज़ होता है. ओके, सो दिस इज़ द यूजेस ऑफ द बेसिस. देन एट रूम टेम्परेचर सॉल्ट्स आर सॉलिड एंड क्रिस्टलाइन. लेट अस मूव टू द सॉल्ट. सॉल्ट देखो कैसे होता है एट रूम टेम्परेचर. नॉर्मली अगर हम रूम टेम्परेचर पर उनको रखते हैं तो दे आर सॉलिड. ओके, दे डजंट हैव लो मेल्टिंग पॉइंट्स, दे आर आयोनिक कंपाउंड्स, एंड आयोनिक कंपाउंड्स आर हैविंग high melting and boiling points. Okay, so they are existing in the solid state, okay, at the room temperature, and they're having one cation and anion in it. Okay, so cation anion are from one, cation is from metal, base, sorry, that is metal, and anion is from acid, okay, or that is non-metal. So this is about the, you can see NaCl contains one Na plus and one OH minus. So this is a NaCl contains one Na plus, you can see, I'll just give you example. NaCl, it is having Na plus plus Cl minus. So this is cation, this is anion, this is from metal and this is from non-metal. So every ionic compound has this type of cations and anions. So like for example, NaNO3, sodium nitrate, is one of the salts, contains Na plus cation from base NaOH and one NO3 minus from nitric acid HNO3, okay. So this is then second salt is there, Na2SO4, sodium sulfate is the name of this, okay. So Na plus is the cation and base NaOH, okay. These are the parent acids and bases for the formation of these particular salts. Like if you see NaCl is the salt, then parent acid is HCl and parent base is NaOH. If NaNO3, sodium nitrate, is a salt, NaOH is the parent base, HNO3 is the parent acid. Sodium sulfate, Na2SO4, is the salt, then parent acid is H2SO4, parent base is NaOH, okay. So this is how we can classify them. Cation of the salt can be any positive ion except H plus, and it will be usually be simple metal or NH4 plus. See, cation can be any positive ions except H plus, because H plus is from, H plus forms the acids, okay. So H plus hydrogen, though it is non-metal, but it has a positive charge, because why it is having positive charge? Because it has one electron in the outermost shell and it generally donates that one electron, and because of donation it gets the positive charge on it and forms the cation. So except H plus, other all comes from the metals only, okay. So see, all acids undergo characteristics double displacement reaction with the solid oxides, hydroxide, carbonates and bicarbonates, okay. Now this is the important thing you should remember, that all acids undergo characteristic double displacement reaction, okay, with solid oxides. For example, I'll give you one simple example to understand that. HCl plus, now any solid oxide ले लेते हैं अपन, okay, solid oxide, metal oxide ले लेते हैं, for example Na2O. What happens here? Double displacement reaction takes place. So Na with Cl and H2O. So what is the double displacement reaction? है कि नहीं, ion exchange. So this is the ion exchange method, that is double displacement method. Now one more example I can give you, that hydroxides and carbonates. For example, HCl plus hydroxide, NaOH, this is metal hydroxide. Double displacement reaction takes place. Na and Cl will react and H and OH will react. So NaCl will form and another product H2O. Double displacement reaction, this is, okay. Then acids and bicarbonates, carbonates and bicarbonates. Acid, like I'll take acid as HCl again, and carbonate CaCO3. What happens here? CaCl2 will form plus H2O will form plus CO2 will form. This is also double displacement reaction. So this is the common characteristics of acids and bases. So bases reacts readily with acid and called neutralization reaction. When bases react with acid, this reaction is called neutralization reaction. I have already explained, okay. So we'll stop here and we'll continue in the next period. That's all for today.